This is water. It is not vodka yet. Okay. Quench your thirst, folks. All right.
Quench your thirst. Is that vodka?
No, but but I do have clear liquor right here in the form of Bacardi. But I'm not drinking it. I'm not drinking it. No.
Yeah. Kari, we'll allow the lick faces since it's one of my emotes.
We're gonna be going. Oh, there's a lot of numbers in fighting games, and if I have too many drinks, I won't be able to understand it. So
it's all good.
So yeah. All right. So how I plan on doing this is I have a doc, and I see you in here as Anonymous Jackalope is what they're calling you on Google. I'm gonna start at the top, and we're gonna get into something. And even though this doesn't look like a whole lot, there's gonna be a lot per thing on here, Amanda. So just a heads up on that.
Okay.
And what we're gonna try to do is, I need to copy and paste this over as a. I'm gonna bring you over to the main overlay. Let's see.
Okay.
Copy.
Yeah. We're don't worry, Costner. We'll teach you MKX. I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I'm actually the best sector, so I'll teach you.
Ooh, thanks for the follow, Crazy Jester. What were...
Just kidding. Actually, I learned a lot about sector from Costner, so shoutouts to Costner for being an amazing sector player in MKX.
Hold on, I'm actually cheating, and I'm copying this over, and I think that I don't have to move it. Let's see, let's transition back over. God, you know what? Shouts to my graphics guy. Paste as a linked source, and it doesn't even move. Look at that. That's godlike. Thank you, XP.
It is.
All right. We need to get into an online training mode, which I have to remember how to do. I think you just do a versus and you hit training mode. I think it's that simple.
I'm pretty sure.
It honestly might be that simple.
Pretty sure that's what you do.
I have versus practice. Wow, it's that easy. All right, so, I have these are my big topics when it comes to fighting game fundamentals and when it comes to MK in general. Quake with the cheer. Yo, Quake, how's it going, buddy? Quake's a mixed machine. The first thing we're gonna go over, and probably the most important thing to understanding fighting games, frame data. That's gonna be one of the biggest things that we talk about as far as intricacies and all the. There's a lot that goes in the frame data, right? I've got 5 key aspects, and then the implementation of them with frame traps, meaties, reversals, and then how to get an idea of frame data when the frame data is not available. Teddy Two. Oh God, we're about to get loud in here too. Teddy Two Gloves with a gifted tier 1 sub to Crone. Getting a gifted sub.
Sub hype.
Yo, Teddy's about to get laid tonight. What was that on frame data? After frame data, we're going to go over, and this is more Mortal Kombat centric, strings. Strings, and then cancels and gaps. That's a part of strings in on my thing. Again, this is how I'm going to do it. As the Mortal Kombat theme starts blaring in my ear, thanks to that gifted subscription. We're getting crazy in here, Amanda, okay?
Yes, your mind. I think of, like, the kid that did that version. Where
oh, come on. Yeah, he's so good. After strings, and a part of strings, again, are strings, cancels, and gaps. I've got spacing, hitbox, in spacing, hitboxes, hurt boxes. What are footsies? I'm going to give you guys a base, because some people just say footsies and they're just going to throw it out there. There's a lot to it. And then whiff punishes and anti-airs. That is in spacing. Then we're going to get the combos and juggling. That's, you know, launchers, juggles, and all that fun stuff. That's going to be a very short and simple one. We're going to get into knockdowns and waking up. Hard knockdown versus soft knockdown, tech roll, and delayed wake up. And then, you know, the movement of the game, which may change in MK11, but I'm just going to give you guys a basic rundown of MKX movement. Stamina, what stamina is used for running, back dashing, interactables, breaker, block breaker, losing stamina, and the meta behind stamina and behind running, and how it can burn you, or you know, basically the pluses and the minuses of running, and how you can die or win from making one bad decision with running in MKX. It's kind of crazy. So that's kind of an overview of what I've written down over the past 48 hours and what I could remember off the top of my head as to what I want to teach you guys today. And it's gonna be a lot. I apologize in advance. And I told Amanda it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So just off of that, where would you say that you have a base understanding of when you first saw this page that I wrote down, or like,
I mean,
what?
I have a general understanding of most of it.
Good.
Yeah.
I watch her play Dragon Ball all the time, and there's definitely that nice. There is a base understanding of all this, but when I actually watch you play, which is awesome.
The crazy thing is, like, you know, and it's great to stick to one fighting game, but if you play more than one, you like learn different things from others that help you ultimately in those games. So it's kind of nice because I noticed that a lot of the stuff that I've learned from like how fast of a game that Dragon Ball is, that some of that translates now over to when I go back to playing the NRS games I love.
Oh, for
so
sure.
it's really nice. Another thing, there is one thing that you didn't put on this document that I thought might be important because it's the first thing that I actually had to get down before even learning frame data. And that is like NRS inputs and like how to read like inputs. Like,
ooh, that's a good
I'm
one.
pretty sure most people that play on a competitive level know that, but if you're casual coming in, that's like a really important thing to learn because it translates so well and then you can learn combos so easily. So
Inputs. Buttons!
yeah, buttons. The NRS lingo, because every game has its own lingo.
Button layouts, notations.
Tribal.
How do I put this? I have to do this outside of the training mode, but what the differences are in the different ways you can input buttons, you know, with having input shortcuts, all that fun stuff, and what they do. Which I might have to do later, but I went ahead and tossed it in there. All right, so we're gonna come in here. You don't have to do anything, I think. I'm gonna pick Kotal Khan because that's who I know the most. As you guys can see, there's almost 100 different characters in this game.
You really pick Sky Temple?
It doesn't matter. We actually aren't playing. All right.
I know, but Sky Temple?
All right, fine.
I'm just busting your balls. It's all right.
If this is training mode, I can actually change it in here. I can't. Or can I? Practice options. I can actually choose your variation for you. That's godlike. Nope, I can't.
No, that was something that they added in Injustice.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna get in here and we're gonna start. I'm gonna start with or even if you want to, we'll get the basic basic inputs, and then I'll move right into frame data, and let's go ahead and go to the stage of Mortal Kombat X, and honestly might be the stage of Mortal Kombat. What do you
get in the pit and try and love someone?
What would you say is the most iconic stage in Mortal Kombat history?
I mean, the pit is one that I can't see us like living without, especially like the little like stuff at the bottom of it, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, I'd say pit. What is that? Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn's.
You know what stage I miss? I loved.
I forgot what it's called. Coliseum.
Is it from MK9? Is that what you're talking about? The one from MK9? Because that one was cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Where where the fighting like tournament happened and everything.
Yes.
That stage was sick.
That one.
I really like that one.
But yeah, the pit is honestly so iconic and so beautiful. Look at this thing. I can look at it all day. All right, so let's just get into it. All right. I've been talking forever, and I want to get into this with you guys. We got a good amount of people in here, and I'm gonna put this on YouTube afterwards, just in case people do miss it or miss any of it. As you see there, inputs Romanova.
I'm checking my down.
As you can see on the right of your screen and on the left of mine, as I want to mash down as well. These are your inputs. Mortal Kombat is what is referred to as a 4-button game in comparison to a Street Fighter or a KOF or those kind of games that have a 6-button layout. which is generally 3 versions of a punch and 3 versions of a kick, light, medium, heavy, light, medium, heavy. Mortal Kombat is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 attack buttons. Very simple stuff. So, in general, you know, you look at a PlayStation pad, you look at an Xbox pad, there are universal notations that go beyond just one pad where you say X, triangle, circle, X, right? Or sorry, what did I say? I fucked up. Square, triangle, circle, X. So square, triangle, circle, X. I should probably do a close-up of this, huh?
I mean, you can. I think that is important though, like the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Because it's like I think one of the closest games that I've seen like with input similar to ours, like trying to learn other things, was like when I was like learning Tekken.
And then it's the 2 up here. My bad. I couldn't remember.
I feel like Tekken notations, they're not the same at all, but like it's similar enough where it's like they do like the back, forward, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4 thing.
Yeah. So
with notating.
Mortal Kombat X, when you're looking at a standard pad, right? You have square, triangle, circle, X. What these are in universal terms of the way that we as competitors talk. Square is 1. Triangle is 2. X is 3, and circle is 4.
And translates the same when you do it like that to like an Xbox controller, for instance.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, this in general in Mortal Kombat here, there's no real light or medium, but I guess you could kind of in a way convey that. But yeah, 2 punches, 2 kicks. Pretty simple. 1, 2 are kicks. 1 and 2 are punches. 3 and 4 are kicks. It's really simple stuff. Though that is how you attack. Is only those 4. Very basic stuff. Okay. Everyone following so far?
Yes, we're following.
Okay. Cool. Then you have, of course, don't use this ever. Don't use this if you want to take this serious. Just kind of get that out of here. Just kind of cross that out. All right. D-pad. Pretty simple. Directional inputs. Down, back, forward, up, and then all the ones in between. Pretty simple stuff. If you look at my screen, there's down. Oh shit. Never mind. I gotta go back to main overlay. We're gonna be switching here. Down, forward, as you can see, just forward, back, and then up. And then everything in between. As you see, it's going crazy because you can do circles with it. These are your inputs. Now, in comparison to, say, a Street Fighter, your inputs do not have to be as strict as, say, Street Fighter, where your inputs for special moves, when you look at your move list in Mortal Kombat, it's different than the arrow moving in a quarter circle or half circle notation. It's simply only 2 inputs needed rather than the 2 inputs and everything in between. Down and forward. Now you can change that, but that's complicated. Romanova, I'm not going to get into that.
No, it's okay.
Special moves, very simple inputs. Down, as you can see, God Ray, down forward, which is also known as a quarter circle forward. But you don't have to do all of the inputs in between down and forward, which is down and forward. You can do them back to back by pressing down, then forward, and then as you see on here, circle. I know. What do I know circle as, chat? Or Romanova? What do we know circle as?
4.
4. That's right. I'm gonna hit down, forward, 4, and all of a sudden God Ray comes out. Did you guys see that? I'm actually gonna move this so that you can see. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. As you can see there, the last 3 inputs I did, the input on the bottom is the final one I did. I did down, forward, and then 4. Down, forward, 4. And God Ray comes out magically. And that's how you do a special move. It's that easy, ladies and gentlemen. No mashing. Now what I did there, that input was if I was more of a Street Fighter player, and that's an actual quarter circle. As you saw, I went from down to down, forward to forward. That's an actual quarter circle that I did right there. You guys can feel free. I have a very fat thumb, and I hit a lot of the directions when I do this. A lot of top players. I'm gonna go back to full cam. A lot of top players actually like to use the tip of their thumb so that they can be very precise with their, say, down and then forward, or down, back, forwards. They just bam, bam, bam. They just kind of smack them all together. I have a very fat thumb. I put my thumb on this sumbitch, and I will actually use kind of like where the fold is in my thumb, and I will have it on the bottom, and I will actually go like down, back, forward. I will actually like rock. I'll just rock my thumb like an idiot. This is why I'm not an Evo champion. But I do notice that a lot of the top guys use the tip of their fingers. So Cosner's saying just the tip, exactly. Just the tip of that. That's all personal preference. Like I said, I've just kind of grown up with using the fatness of my thumb to hit way too many inputs and way more than I need, which is why I get a lot of input errors. But if you guys really try to be as precise as you can on this D-pad.
Yeah, I sometimes and I'll say like I don't have like a big thumb, but I'll say I fat fingered it when I mess up inputs in a game because I'm somebody who I don't use the tip of my thumb. I like have like the lower part of my thumb on the bottom, like on down and back, and then I switch between and stuff. Yeah.
And people in chat are saying that they do that as well. They use kind of like that middle of the thumb, and they kind of have it resting on the bottom. I use I don't know if I can actually set it in here. I use release check off and input shortcuts off.
Okay. See, I use input shortcuts on, but I have release check off.
So, as I was mentioning earlier, you can. Oh, dang! You're in control too. I'm gonna use just the tip of my thumb, and I'm gonna execute an air throw, which is down, forward, one, down, forward, one. But the way that the reason why I play with my thumb is because it's a lot quicker for me to do that just by moving my thumb, just by rocking my thumb rather than pressing it twice. And it's also easier on my hand. So your quarter circle is a nice little rock of the thumb, and it's very quick to execute. Very quick to execute. So I'm showing you that as well. Fuzzy blocking is something that I need to put on here. Holy shit! Someone just mentioned that in chat. I'm gonna
oh yeah,
put that.
fuzzies. That was something I learned about fuzzies when I was working at NRS.
Thank you. Thank you for putting that in chat, Mild Threat. I'll get into that much later on. So those are kind of some basic. That's a basic understanding of inputs. I was not prepared to go over that, so I didn't have anything cool planned. But that's your attack button layout, your movement, and your inputs as far as directional inputs. At the top, of course, you have if you have input shortcuts on. Or no, sorry. Input shortcuts. You can do throw with two buttons, but you have a throw button. You have a stance switch button, which is just about as useless as you can get. But you can play some really cool mind games. Like you can run up to someone, stance switch, and then bait them into pressing a button and then fuck them. Or you go to the other side and you have your interactable button, which is your R1, and then block, which is R2. And R2 is... I'll get into more of what R2 is used for later on when it comes to running, stop, canceling runs, all that fun stuff, And then, of course, the stamina bar. But blocking, interactable button, throw, stance switch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and movement. Those are all of your inputs for MKX. That's all you need. It's that simple. Press both, and then BAM! You can nuke somebody with an X-ray. Okay, that was both triggers, left and right trigger, if you're using normal layout. Are there any questions on inputs, or is there anything else you would like to input on that, Romanova?
Not so much. You covered like pretty much all of it, like way more depth than I thought we were gonna go into for it. But that's like a really good thing because there's people who might have not known that, and then you make us people who feel bad about fat fingering our inputs feel a little bit better about ourselves knowing that we're not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I apologize if I
How do I get good?
if I talk too much because I can talk forever.
Oh, it's okay.
All right.
I know this. I know you.
You guys got to stop me if I keep going. So that is inputs. The buttons that you're going to be pressing For us pad warriors, I just showed you guys. I can also grab a stick and show you.
Best way to do back forward specials? Pray.
It's the same way. It's pray. On back forward specials, even I don't do the middle of the thumb. I do it with the tip of my thumb, where I'll take my thumb and actually, you gotta again use the tip of that thumb and press the back and then the forward. That one's a little tricky because yeah, some of those can be very annoying when you're fat fingering with your thumb. Those are trickier inputs, and like down back forwards are also kind of hard. But I just got it on command. And if you noticed, if you look at my inputs, I didn't get all those inputs, and it still gave it to me. So that's pretty loose.
I was just thinking, Sector doesn't have one that's a down forward.
Oh yeah. That's where it's a half circle. So I need to go from forward, down, back. Okay, I just did forward, down, back perfectly, right?
I'm not saying back forward. I'm saying.
Oh, I know, but
No, not you.
Okay.
I have a back another audience member.
Oh, I have it activated. All right, so I believe that I have input shortcuts on right now, because it's actually giving me. As you can see, my inputs, I did a complete half circle right there. Forward, down, back, and back. 4, which is how you execute that move of forward, down, back, circle. Oh my God, I didn't mean to kick you in the face. So there you go, forward, down, back, circle, or you can do an entire half circle, which is a lot easier to execute in my opinion. But the actual forward backs are kind of tricky because you can't do that without hitting your down, which is gonna count as a different input. And as you see, she did a. Do that again. There you go. Back forward with that. That was perfectly executed. I saw it down in the last one you did. Do it again. Yeah. You see there. It's pretty loose in what it's gonna give it to you. She actually got a down, back, forward. Meter burn rocket, which is meter burn 1. Also, this is just a quick tip on inputs in this game. In Injustice 2, you could press meter burn, which is right trigger. If we talked about special moves, say down forward 4, I get God Ray. Now, if I press right trigger at the same time I press 4, boom! It meter burns it just like that. Bam!
Man, getting used to doing the meter burn right away after playing Injustice was like crazy because the timing's different. Because
in Injustice, you have a lot of frames after you have already executed a special move, or after you've already pressed the button needed to press right trigger after. So you can actually do your special move and then hit right trigger slightly after. You actually had time to kind of like I could do down forward 1 and then hit right trigger afterwards. In Mortal Kombat, you have to hit them at the same time. And it will show you if you mess up. So I'm going to try to hit 1 and then right trigger when I do that. As you see there, it did not meter burn it. Because the right trigger, where did it come after, chat? It came after the 1. Let's do it at the same time. Meter burn paddle! Because I hit him at the same damn time. I also wanted to go over that real quick.
It took me so long to get this back down. Like the meter burn teleport, like the timing. Like on like coming back to this from playing Injustice for so long.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we'll get you if you're going in between the games. But that's Mortal Kombat. Press them at the same time. Bam, 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 bam. All right, now I'm just showing off. That is inputs. Any questions, chat? I'm not seeing any questions. It looks like inputs are good. All right, tough one. I'm taking my shades off for this one. This is gonna be fun.
Another chapter.
All right, let's pause. Let's go on this move list.
Shout outs to the people at NRS who have the frame data listed for you right in the move list.
All right.
E. Kurtzik and there's a bunch of others I think that still work on it too. But I know Eric does a lot of work making sure the UI is all put together for this.
All right, let me do right click to view instructions. I think we're about to go. All right, cool. All right, you guys see right here. Actually, let me clear that. I think I just hit escape. Okay, this right here. Frame data. We've done inputs. We're moving on to what fighting
Probably
games
the most important thing.
really are, and it's numbers. It's just a bunch of math.
Math. So if you were not good at math, now's the time to get good at math.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna go over cancel frames today. That's the one that's one that I'm not gonna go over right here. So when you're coming to this game at a casual level, this is what you're not gonna understand at all, in my opinion. This is what takes either someone teaching you or you looking up. Frame data. Every button that you press is gonna have 5 very, very key aspects to it. How quick is it? How long does it last? How long does it take to recover? What is it on hit? If it hits, what is that number? If they block it, what is that number? Startup frames is how fast it takes to become what?
You're asking me.
Yeah.
Okay. It's how long it takes for that to come out.
Exactly.
The animation.
Bam. Startup frames. Shit, I kind of fucked that up. All right, there we go. Active frames.
Active frames.
What does
are
this
how
mean?
long? God. Oh my God. It's how long the move is.
Yeah. Okay.
For.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's essentially this.
It's literal.
And it's
very literal.
And it's also going to come down to when I get into hitboxes and hurtboxes. It's how long the move is active. But it's basically how long it has to hit a hurtbox.
Yeah.
It's only active for 2 frames. That's not a lot of time. And when you're looking at a game, the game runs at 60 frames per second. All of these numbers are down to the 60th of a second. So when this move has 10 startup frames, that means it takes 10 60th of a second, which is 1/6 of a second, to start up. That's how quick it is. Bam! You can't even react to that humanly. 10 frames, 1/6 of a second to start up. Now, how these numbers are going to come into play, we'll get in there in a little bit, because we're going to go to recovery frames. So it's only active for 2 frames. So when you think about it, it's only active for 2/60ths of a second. That's not a lot of time for you to actually hit somebody, is it? And that's not out there very long. It doesn't linger.
Not at all.
Recovery frames. How long it takes to recover, it's an actual little definition, before you can do something else. Before your character has recovered from doing it.
The next move.
Also really quick here at 11 frames. This is not a bad normal whatsoever, because we're going to go to advantages. Block advantage,
Yeah.
hit
Block
advantage.
Block advantage is really important.
Very important. Very important. What does this mean? When someone blocks this attack, as you see, nothing here is negative. This is a really fucking good normal. Stand 1. Sorry, I'm cursing. I don't care.
Oh, it's okay.
Stand 1 is a very good normal. It starts up in 10 frames. If they block it, it's +2. The quickest normal in the game, 6 frames. Let's just say 6 frames is the quickest thing that you can do. One character aside, Reptile's reverse slide. That means that if someone blocks this, first off, they're an idiot if they're blocking low because this move's a high. But we'll get into that later on too.
Yeah. It is a high. So just crouch.
That's why we condition people by mashing down 4. Anyways, they block it. It's +2. That means that they're in block stun for 2 frames. While I have free reign to do whatever I want in those 2 frames. So I'm +2. If I do a 6-frame button afterwards, say it down 4, nothing they do is going to beat it, because it takes a minimum, if they do a 6-frame normal, of what, 8 frames?
Yeah, they're two behind you.
Exactly. They're going to be behind you, which is why when you hear a caster or you hear someone say, "That was plus, don't press a button!"
I caught him pressing buttons!
That's what we mean. That's essentially how plus frames work, is that you're ahead of the game. It's kind of like how you said, where you, having blocked that, are behind their next move. Now, there's a lot of mind games to be played there, as far as if say I did this stand 1 and I'm +2, and I decide they're gonna respect that. They know that I'm plus, right? They know that I'm plus. So I'm gonna get ballsy. I'm gonna mix this man up. And he mashes down 1 anyway, and the move that I did comes out and say, let's look at... Let's do an overhead. Let's do my overhead, which has 25 frames of startup. I was +2, and I did a 25 frame normal. That means that is going to be hitting them in about 23 frames, give or take.
If they do something faster than that,
now,
you're screwed.
He mashed his 6 frame down 1 and beat me. I'm pissed because I was plus and he disrespected it, but I'm an idiot for going for a 23 frame normal essentially afterwards. So that's essentially how it works.
Another
now,
challenger.
Let's say that they respected my... again, let's go up to stand 1. +2 on block. And I go back to doing this overhead, and it works. But they blocked it. What am I now at, chat? After they have blocked this overhead. Looking at this. Where are we? Romanova, feel free to answer as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you were asking chat.
My
So
bad.
I was just... Okay. I gotta think again, because I wasn't...
Alright, so, after I was +2, he decided to respect those plus frames, because I'm +2, and I can swing with the down 1 essentially for free. So, I have it in his mind that... And maybe I did it a few times before, that I'm like, okay, he's going to respect this, I'm going to swing. I swing with this overhead, but he blocks this too.
-4.
Where am I?
You're +2, and then this is -6.
And this was -6. So I did this. I'm now -6. Chat. It is no longer my turn, is it?
No.
I'm -6, which means that even if I press my quickest button, which is 6 frames, I'm in 6 frames of block stun. Which is what it is on the other side. So it's block advantage, block stun. It's all the same thing. Or sorry, he's in. Oh, sorry, wait. I just fucked myself up. Sorry, guys. Whew. Damn. Hold on. I just lost all train of thought. Anyways, I'm -6. If I press my quickest button, which is 6, it's gonna come out in a minimum of 12, probably 13 with a reversal frame. So I'm -6. The best I can do is this. The best I can do is like 12 or 13, which is not great. That gives him a whole lot of window to take his turn, right? Generally, in this scenario, you would block.
You gotta hold that.
You gotta hold that. So that's what being plus and being minus is on block advantage. All right, plus and minus. Now, none of that was punishable though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find something really punishable. Down 2. No one punishes this either, by the way. -17 on block. If someone blocks... block. Fuck, she's crouching. High block it. Just hold R2. Oh! Alright! So, and Bill and punish. That's -17. So,
Another challenger.
as you saw there, it took me a long time to block. She has 17 frames, and technically what? If it's a special move, I believe an 18 frame reversal will punish it, but that's way too intricate for what I'm going to get into here. She should have up to a, I believe it's 16 frame normal to punish it. So block it.
Okay. That's not, yeah.
Now,
teleport's not fast enough.
Go into Sector's move list and look at teleport. There it is. 26 frames of startup. I was only minus 17. Right, chat? I was only minus 17. She tried to punish it with a teleport.
Meter burn.
So you're going to want to punish it with what? A normal there.
Yeah,
so
it's going to have to be a...
Do a forward one.
Forward one.
All right, are you ready to block? Doesn't reach, chat.
It
okay.
doesn't reach.
No. I actually had a feeling that it wasn't gonna reach.
Yeah.
So, try what is it? I believe it's forward 3.
Oh, that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That might.
Try that. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. She's getting lost in what is called block stun, where you have to wait until it's recovered.
Yep.
That punished it, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I was blocking high. That may not have punished. Let's try it again.
Ah!
Oh, shit. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. I'm getting lost in the block stun.
Ooh, nope.
Do it one more time.
That is a punish, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
now,
my God. Block stun.
Go to the startup of a 4-3 for me. Minus 17. Oh, back to Costner. Costner actually plays Sector, so he probably knows off the top of his head.
The Shin Shatter.
16! That was a 1-frame punish. She got that in a frame. That's not bad. That is actually a frame. That's a frame perfect punish. That's beautiful stuff right there. Romanova, ladies and gentlemen. That is not easy. That is actually pretty impressive.
Block stun.
So, based off all this, we haven't gotten to hit advantage yet. Ladies and gentlemen, why is frame data so crazy? Because everything that you do is going to have these 5 major properties to it. And there are thousands of these in the game. There are thousands of normals. There are thousands of moves. Thousands.
We fucked up. Chat was right. I'm like thinking I'm still on the other side of you, so I thought 4-3. This is the one.
Oh, you're right. Okay, 12 frames.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. 12.
That's not bad.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm like not looking in the background here. This is what happens when I don't have my glasses on. So.
Damn, blow her up. Thanks, chat. Okay, so that was actually not that crazy of a punish.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that crazy.
But still, the block stun of down 2 is insane, and Kodokan has a lot of really good block stun. Block
stun is something that I didn't really start understanding in NRS games. It was something I started understanding more from playing Dragon Ball because of the psychoticness that goes on in that game.
Yeah,
so,
that's when you get lost in kind of how long you have to block that normal for, because of either pushback or just awkwardness. Like Kotal's paddles have some of the weirdest blocks done in this entire game. Cancel? No, cancel. Oh, you're in control. That's called catch up. Wow, I didn't even know that. That's why frame data is one of the hardest things to get into, because you have to know in this game 100+ characters, 100+ moves, thousands and thousands and thousands of different numbers. Thousands and thousands of numbers. Forward 4 is a 10 frame start. That might.
Yeah,
reach.
I think forward 4 could punish that.
That should reach. Back out. Let's try it. Doesn't have the range. Why? Because of pushback, ladies and gentlemen. Pushback being that when she blocked this, it pushed her character back. That's what it means. Try was it back 2? Cosner said. Yeah, that one. All right. Ooh. Get out of my face! That punished. Bam. Just like that. And you guys would be surprised. I play a lot of pros and people that think that they're good at this game and that are even better than me that don't punish that. So this is a good lesson for everyone, isn't it? If you ever think or ever don't know if you can punish something or not, this is called the lab that we're in. This is the lab right here. This is where you go in here and you find out what the frame data is. Find out what that frame data is and find out what your options are against it. This is called labbing, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
and you can make... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it, go for it.
I was just going to say, and like one thing I learned was like you can make really good use, especially in our games, of the ability to record. You can record the AI doing a lot of like the stuff that you want to practice punishing on block, practice punishing on whiff. Like take advantage of that and like all this stuff being right here, because some other games, there's other fighting games that like clearly they're like there's apps for their frame data because it's not just directly in the UI.
Which is terrible, by the way. Now. It's a lot to take in if you're brand new to frame data, and I know it is. I know it is. I'm so sorry, guys. But I'm going to get a hit advantage when I change characters. Startup frames, your biggest question to yourself is going to be, is it going to punish what he just did to me? Or is it going to be quick enough to take my turn? That's what startup frames are all about. Is it quick enough to take my turn? Or is it going to punish? Say... I don't know Sector too well, but, you know... Say that... dang it. You have to back out of there?
Okay. I forgot I was in control.
Do a down two to me. And then block after. See, look at that. That is a 10 frame mid, so I'm like, fuck, what is that on block? Go to sectors down two for me. Because I don't know any of this. Block, minus 15 on block. That means that I am bad. Because I can't punish that. I'm doing a 10 frame normal and not punishing it. Alright, let's try it again. So that's when I would come into practice mode. And practice punishing it. That thing is a bitch. Alright, so I'm doing a... what is still, I believe, a 9 framer. To get the push. Now, when I play sectors, and if they ever yellow down to me, I have an answer, right, chat? Always have an answer. Ooh, I fucked that one up. Always have an answer. This is called labbing. So that's where startup frames come into play. Like I said, I blocked that down to, and the startup is what I'm looking for. I was looking to see what they did on block. So looking for the block advantage of what they did, and looking for the startup advantage of what I can do. I end up doing my stepping elbow, which is 9 frames. Got the punish. That's what I found easiest for me right there in that situation. So, that is startup active frames. Your active frames right here they don't serve huge purposes outside of catching a couple of, you know, stray hits, but active frames are really important when it comes to knocking down your opponent. His jump one is so broken. Oh my goodness, look at that. 10 frames of activation on the jump one. That's broken. Anyways. Where's my back 3? That's what I like to meet with a lot. 5 active frames. So, when you hear a commentator talk about meaties, right, Romanova?
Oh yeah, meaties is something I actually only learned like a little bit last year.
Meaties. It's putting out, it's covering their wake up with active frames, essentially. It's having something there when they wake up, which is hard to do in this game because there's not... Oh, well, I play Codal, I can't really...
Yeah, Injustice taught me meaties.
Yeah, as you see here, I don't have that much as far as active frames to really play with, so I have to time it very well. I have to try to time an active frame when they wake up. If that makes sense. You guys following me?
I think they're following. Nobody's too upset.
Are we all on the same page so far? Crone says, I wish that in meetings it was called breakfast in bed. I actually used to call... I actually still call it, like, what's for breakfast because of Eris. Alright, everyone's good? Okay, cool. Cool, we're all following? Awesome. So, I look for something with the most active frames. Mine happens to be Crescent Moon. That's what I use to meaty a lot because it's very this is my 5 frames of active right here. This fucking Jean-Claude roundhouse from hell. You see this bad boy? So try wake up teleport for me. Oh shit! That wasn't even a knockdown.
Hold on, let me go.
You can go over. You can go over. That means that she's trying to wake up and she's going right into the active frames of my Jean-Claude roundhouse. Now I'm gonna mistime my meaty on purpose. Hopefully. Oh damn! I can't beat that one because that is armor.
Another challenge.
I just see there. I just got swung with something. Ooh, that actually might be really good. Oh, you see right there, mistimed it. So the active frames weren't there. Actually, I just stand 3. I don't even know the frame down on stand 3 because you never use it. Only active for 2 frames. Not great. So that's a meaty right there. Now, different if they have meter because of armor. Armor, it doesn't matter. None of what I just taught you is gonna matter. But when we see someone wake up with something that is not invincible or it doesn't have armor and they get away with it, you did not meaty properly. All right, there were not active frames there to beat out what they did. That's mistiming your meaty.
Now what if they delay wake up?
Now what if they delay wake up? Well, Kodokan's broken and I've got that covered. But if they delay wake up, that's a whole different story. That becomes a mind game, which I'm gonna get into later on, Romanova, when I get into Knockdown. Knockdown, I'm waking up.
Okay.
So, we've done meaties. We've gone through a bulk of the frame data. I'm gonna go through frame traps. I'm gonna go through reversals, and then I'm gonna get into hit stun because I want to use a certain character for hit stun. Frame trap. A frame trap, which people get misguided on, is not something simply being plus. A frame trap is something plus enough to actually guarantee something else. Did I mean invincible? Absolutely. I say invisible all the time. A frame trap is actually something that's guaranteed. Okay? That's a misconception. A lot of people are like, oh, that's a frame trap. Well, you're only plus 2 when you did a 6 frame button. That is actually not a frame trap. Because you still have, what, 4 frames to armor out. And armor, I believe you only need one frame to get armor out. That's all complicated shit. But
frame traps are scary.
Kodokan used to have frame traps, and I don't know if he still has them. So, I can't... Can I take you over? I can't take you over. Do you mind if I back out real quick?
Yeah, what's wrong?
I have to set the dummy to something.
Okay.
Or wait, I might be able to controlling player.
I don't think since it's online. Offline you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna do something to you. I'm gonna throw my EX paddle at you. Okay. And when I throw this at you, after you block it, try to mash armor. Okay. But only after you see the paddle.
Okay.
Oh, block. So try to armor there. After you block the paddle. That used to be a frame trap. Used to. Shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you can armor through it.
Yeah, now you can armor through it. All right, block in up to it. I'll be a little bit closer. Yeah, that used to be guaranteed. You actually couldn't armor through it because it used to be plus like 25. Now it's not as plus, which is unfortunate. With a lot of pushback. So there's not a lot of frame traps in this game. It's mostly on hit where you get a lot of your frame traps from, but that involves hit stun. I'm gonna get into that. Okay. I just wanted to go over that. A frame trap is something that that is guaranteed. So say this. And this was plus 25 on block, and I came in with a 10 frame normal. You actually have to hold that shit. There is no, I'm gonna mash out. No, you're dead. That is a frame trap. All right, not a gimmick of this is plus 10. There's nothing you can do. No, you saw she could armor. So Cordal sucks. That's essentially what this entire class is about. Is how bad Cordal is. I'm actually just a tremendous down player. Are frame traps and something jailing essentially the same thing? Yes. Reversals. Reversals are unique in Mortal Kombat. Reversals are very unique.
I'm sorry. By the
yeah.
way, if I should be like talking and interjecting in between you, I just know that this is your stream, so I'm not trying to interrupt you.
Oh, you do whatever the hell you want. You are a guest.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
Yep. Reversals break the game. I'm not too sure if you know this, Romanova. Reversal special moves. Shave 1 frame off of startup of your special move.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So let's get the special moves. So say you did something that was minus. Where's my overhead? 17 frame. If you did something that was minus 18. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Or anything. And if I did reversal overhead sword strike, it actually come out in 16 frames. This game is weird like that. It makes no sense. But I just feel like I should tell you guys that. Because Reptile can punish shit that shouldn't be punishable because he has a 6-frame reversal, which actually punishes minus 6 because it comes out in 5 frames. That's just the way the game works. That's the way the game works. Reptile's reversal slide is broken.
I'd blame Costner.
So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind when you're working on punishes, that sometimes you can get a unique or new punish because of 1 frame being shaved off of your reversal. Reversal is something that is done as an answer to what your opponent did. When you block something, if you're able to get it on the frame that you've recovered out of the block stun that we went over, that's a reversal. And the game will actually tell you reversal. I don't know if I'll tell you in this training mode, but do a down 2 to me. Fuck! I got lost in the block stun. Oh shit! Oh, do it again. Reversal. Guys, look right here. Look right here. I'm gonna highlight it. Look right here. I gotta highlight it. Do you guys see this area? All right, down to me again. Bam! It said reversal. I did that as a reversal to her down 2. Okay? They're very hard to, yeah, they're hard to explain, but easy to understand. Once you get there, it's
a little bit easier too. Like if in Injustice 2, you see that too. They had that text on the screen a lot for reversals. You'd see that a lot.
So that is definitely something to work on. And like I said, in this game, they're unique in that they come out a little bit faster than it says on paper. So reversals are a really good indicator of you taking your turn, but with a special move. Now, we also like to say that, let me block that 2-1.
1?
Yeah. Like, there's sometimes where castles will go, yeah, he just did a reversal 1-1-4. All that really means when we say that is that they took their turn. But yeah, reversals really are only for special moves, but you'll hear casters talk about reversaling with normals, and all that breaks down to is the frame data and them taking their turn. Something being negative, and then they took their turn. That makes sense?
Wagon.
Ugh! Actually, you want to know what might actually jail in the corner here? All right, block the paddle and then mesh armor. Ha ha! That actually might be a frame trap. Are you mashing armor? Fuck! Ooh. Fuck! Never mind. So anyways, that is reversals, essentially. Now, something in the game that doesn't exist is that there are instances where frame data might not be available to you. Where's this bad boy? All right, this is one of them. Kodokan has this move right here, Sword Shake. It's his unblockable swing. You can cancel it. Whee! And when me as a Kodokan player looks in here and goes, oh, what is that on block? What is that on hit? I go down here, and there ain't a goddamn thing available for me. Do you see this? I got nothing. They gave me nothing to work with. I want you to block this move. So I want you to block this, and then I want you to hold up, okay? Did you guys see that? This is kind of how to tell if something's negative without frame data being available. Is that I'm gonna do it again. You ready? Mm-hmm. She was able to jump first. That means that I am negative on block, and I wasn't that far behind, which means that it's not that negative. Now, how to really find out is when you do reversals. I believe reptiles slide is the only thing that can punish that in the game, which means that it is -6. I found that out by doing lab work, ladies and gentlemen. I went in, I tested all the numbers, I tried to get something to see if it could punish it. But that's a quick way to know if something's minus is if someone can jump before you. That is the very first thing. That's the first indication that something is negative, is that someone can do something before you. And then you take it into the lab, and then you set your opponent to reversal, and you do that. And then they can, for instance, do the flamethrower after you block it.
Like the armored one?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that didn't punish it. Now I know that however quick that is doesn't punish it. Right? And you do that all the way down the list. You keep finding things that are faster and faster and faster until you get to, say, Cassie Cage's flip kick, which is, I think, 7 frames. Doesn't punish it. And then you get the reptiles slide, which is 6 frames, and it does punish it. Then you have to shave off the reversal frame, and that's how I kind of say that this is -6 on block. That's very complicated stuff. I know it's a lot to take in, guys. All right, I know it's a lot to take in. You gotta bear with me. I'm hitting you with everything at once. This is a very intricate thing that I'm trying to describe to you right here, because it's rare, but can occur, and I ran into it with Kodokan here.
Yeah, it's some of that stuff is stuff I've known about too, and it's like hearing you explain it really helps highlight it better. Yeah.
So that's ways of figuring out frame data when it's not available to you is what I'm trying to get at. 114 air grab is another one where frame data is not available. So block.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
You're fine. You're fine.
All right, block.
I like beating on sector anyway. So 114 air throw with Cordal. That's me canceling my string into a special that whiffs. That just whiffs. And this is another thing that you guys have to do in the lab is find out what that is on block. You have to find out what that is on block your own way. And I actually forgot off the top of my head what that is. But reversal special moves can punish it because of very unique properties of it canceling the special move, because the 114, they actually reversal the 114 while the air throw is active. So reversals can really blow that up. Not a lot of people know that. I will put this on YouTube. Now, you guys have to do your homework. So everyone, yeah, I believe it's +4 as well. Everyone that plays me in particular, I'm using me as an example because I'm the one here. I have Kodokan in front of me. If I do that to you, and I keep abusing you with it, and I keep beating your ass with it, and sorry, I'm getting vulgar here, but it's only because I love you guys. You guys need to go into practice mode, just like we are here. you can select Kotal Khan as your opponent. You can control Kotal Khan and have him do that to you, and you can find answers to it with your character. And that's what the pros do. That's what us competitive players do. When something beats us, we take it in the lab and we find an answer for it. Right?
This is very true. I think that the lab, like, near the end of MKX became, like, one of my best friends for, like, learning how to punish stuff. I was always having trouble against, like, Sub-Zeros and Scorpions, especially, like, online. And
yep.
It definitely helped me a lot, like, just punishing, like, Sub-Zero's slide, for instance. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of things. No one punishes Kotal's paddles. No one. You guys are terrible at it. Take it into the lab. Find a punish for it. Who's in the lab with me? Romanova. Okay? Take it in the lab. Find out the numerical data behind what it is I'm abusing you with. And find an answer for it. Okay? Now, let's get into, you know, we were looking at frame data. We went over startup frames, active frames, recovery frames, and block advantage. Now let's get into hit advantage and what that means to you.
okay, yeah, hit advantage. Usually. Wait, we're going back?
Yep, I'm picking a certain character for hit stun.
Oh god.
Sub-Zero.
At least you picked a better costume for this.
Did you just blow me up for my costume selection?
Milena. Milena.
Get this character off my screen. Oh, let's go Emperor's Courtyard.
She's a good lesson for us for the future when we're getting into hit boxes and hurt boxes.
I actually generally like training mode against Melina just so I can beat her up. Anyways, not that I'm a freak or anything. All right, hit stun. Oh, sorry, hit advantage. Hit advantage. Hit advantage is when. So we talked about all the time when someone blocks something. What if they get hit by it? Right? Don't block at all. Bam! Do you see Melina getting gut punched here? Look at that Melina. The amount of frames that she can't do anything because she got hit is hit advantage. She is stuck in those frames while she's holding on to her gut. That's Sub-Zero spleen punching her in, right? That's hit advantage.
It's important to know it, right? Because it's, well, the reason why and this is me asking you a question also. The reason why it's important to know that stuff is also because if you know, maybe mess up your inputs and don't follow up after, I could potentially punish you for that.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And some things in this game that not a lot of people know are minus on hit. Little did you know. All right, so let's look at our frame data. We're looking at our frame data right now.
Yeah. I know in Injustice, I think it's Harley's Pop. I think that's negative on hit. I think it's like -7 on hit.
This right here is why I play Unbreakable Sub-Zero. This number right here. Actually, no, not that one, not that one. This one right here. This is why I play Unbreakable Sub-Zero. This is actually a hard knockdown. That's why it's hit 40. This has a hit advantage of +20. This is +20 on hit. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. This right here, +20 on hit. And this is a character that can put you in that hit stun. Now, we talked about what earlier? Frame traps. If I do back 1-2, Melina's reversal roll might actually break the game here, so don't do reversal throw. Or actually, try to roll out after getting hit by this, okay?
Okay.
Try to do X-ray out of it.
Okay.
Guys, that's a frame trap. She can't do shit for 20 frames, and I'm doing a down 3 in +20. She is not doing anything. As you see there, even X-ray couldn't come out. Do X-ray? Yeah. Just to make sure that's working. It is working. All right, it is working. You guys just saw it. That's why I use Unbreakable Sub-Zero. That's why hit stun matters. Because if someone's in hit stun and it's very plus, it's still your turn, generally. It all depends on the character.
Yeah, that can really mess you up. Then you just have to realize you gotta block.
Gotta block. Where's down 4 at? Down 4. Plus 17. Mash X-ray. Nothing. It's plus 17. And what's the startup on it? 9. You are not doing anything if you keep getting hit by this. What are you going to do? You can't call Ghostbusters. Nothing. And then guess what? You get conditioned by this. Johnny Cage players do this all the time. Fucking Johnny Cage players do this, and then BAM! Overhead, and then you die. Have her hold up after getting hit. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with this, and then hold up, okay? That's incredibly plus. That is hit stun, and that's why I play Unbreakable Sub-Zero, because there's a lot of hit stun, and then 50-50. Or not, it's actually not a 50-50 at all, but you can mix up. Bam! Or sorry, low, low, low. You got your overheads. You got your throws. You can mix up your opponent in hit stun. That's what hit stun's really good for, is spam. So even out here in the neutral, which is just kind of when you're feeling each other out, spacing's next on the list. And if I clip it right there with a down 4, what does that mean, chat? If I see someone get Kombat down, bam, I'm running it immediately. That's plus 17 on hit. I'm running in immediately and pressuring. Makes sense, right? Are you guys following along? Is this making sense to you guys? Plus 17. Oh! Go in pressure. Back one there. Oh! Romanova, are you following along?
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
She's gone. She's Hollywood. I can't listen. I can't keep her here forever. Someone learn something new? Let's go. Is there a minimum advantage for it to work? It all depends on the startup of what you do afterwards. Say I do. Let's look at some of his lower hit advantage moves. Seems like he has a really low hit advantage. All right, 4-3 is only what, plus. Is that plus 3 on hit? It's like plus 3 on hit. So, and it's just a scenario you would never see a Sub-Zero player do this, but let's just say they do that. You're only at plus 3. You only have like 2 options. You can do a stand 1. You'll probably get low profiled, or you can do a down 1 or a down 3. And that's only like a check. That's only like how to check somebody in that situation, because you're not very plus. You're not very plus at all. If you go for a back 2, they can mash and beat you, or they can do a reversal and beat you. Well, and it's not really a reversal at that point because they didn't block, but she could just roll out in that situation. If you're only plus 3 and you go for that, she could roll right there, and I'm dead. That's why you gotta look for those normals and specials that have really good hit stun. You know, like that. It's not gonna be real universal, but that is hit advantage. That's how you want to use advantage, is because you can be super plus on hit and then use it to your advantage. Either try to reset damage, or really play some mind games with your opponent. Being plus on hit, go for throws. Being plus on hit, keep checking with low all day until you force them to block it, and they start mixing them up with overheads.
You cannot win.
Hit advantage, ladies and gentlemen. Boop, boop. Okay. And there's different kinds of hit advantages too, like Ice Ball. She is in hit advantage, or all of that. This is all hit advantage for me because bam, and you actually combo, but you can go into more and then boom, mix up. It's cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. So that is, and it wasn't that basic, but a very basic understanding of how to interpretate frame data. Are there any questions on frame data? Welcome back, Amanda.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hey! So again, you have your startup frames, your active frames, your recovery frames, hit advantage, block advantage. We don't care about that right now. This is basic.
Alright. So then,
Another challenger.
What?
Mandy, you okay?
Yeah, no, I was just reading chat, and it was very confusing. Yeah, so we went over everything I think that's, like, most important with frame data at this point. Do we want to get into the next part about strings?
Sure. Someone said do a sexy unbreakable combo. I got you guys.
Okay.
Hey!
I can't play Melina anymore. I stopped playing her a long time ago.
Oh, wrong one, wrong one.
I always fuck up ball roll.
I fucked it up. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Basic understanding of frame data.
Yeah, I feel like everyone in chat should have a basic understanding.
Basic understanding. Someone's asking, how does a combo frame data work? Like startup and a combo. Startup is exactly what we talked about earlier, which is the startup frames. That's how quick it comes out. We're actually getting into combos a little bit later. How many frames does it take to crouch? No clue. Never knew that day in my life. And there are, I believe throw is actually in here. Yeah, startup frames on throws. 10 frames. Look at your jump normals, how quick they come out, and really importantly is how active they are. How active your jump normals are what are going to be really good for like air to airs and jumping in. So 13 frames of this jump kick. This is very hard to anti-air, believe it or not. That's both Sub-Zeros and Scorpions are the same, and they're very hard to anti-air because they're so active. They're big, they're active, all that fun stuff. Because they're very active, the active frames. You have 13 frames coming at you, and you're trying to put something inside of it. It's not generally going to work out. So, I think that we have covered nice little general understanding of frame data, and we're going to move on to strings, which kind of ties in nicely because that's what we've been doing this whole time. Strings. Strings are a Mortal Kombat thing on the whole, and they're your combos. You know, you have all your normals 1, 2, 3, 4, and looking at your strings, it's just a string of your normals together. Sometimes there are different notations using your directional pad, which we covered earlier, and these are your base. You know, they're an extension of your base normals. This is how you play the game.
Yeah, it's how you learn. It's you know, it's all part of like what you said earlier. You're in the lab.
Yep.
So this is like, you know, from day one, everyone hits that. And they go like, oh, can my back 1-2 go into, you know, ball roll, which I cannot do right now anymore.
Yep.
It's like one of those things too where I'm always like worse at it on this side.
And then you have to learn, for instance, if you do like that string right there, and you're in the lab on day one, and you're going, oh well, I can do a couple of these things into the ice ball. That's cool. That goes in the ice ball too. Okay, that's kind of cool. But if you finish it, you can't, because you cannot cancel it. There are some things that you cannot cancel in this game. So you have to find out what's cancelable, what's not cancelable into your special moves, which is what is after you learn your basic normals, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, all the directions, And then you move to your strings. Get your special moves, which a certain number of your strings can cancel into. And that's where a lot of combos are formed. And then you just kind of piece it all together. You know? Find out how to juggle, and juggling's coming up here in a bit, but that's just strings. Buttons, 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 buttons. I'm going to do two things about strings and special moves and canceling that some people may not have a grasp of. I'm going to change characters. Let's get cancerous. Romanova, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion.
What do you do?
Jax.
And how would you find out if a string has what is called a gap in it?
Oh, I know this one. Hold on 1 second. I gotta put the good costume on. Alright.
I respect this. I respect this.
So if you're trying to find out about a gap in a string, you're gonna set the dummy to do the combo, and you're gonna see if gosh, hold on. I know this. Don't tell me it.
You were there.
I'm thinking too hard right now.
Fuck,
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Is it just that like you can poke through it?
Not necessarily poke. The quickest way to find out if a string has a gap into it is to do it and set, like I could set.
Oh, wait. So to reversal.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you set it in the lab to reversal. You're doing the string.
Yep.
And
reversal armor. That's a really quick way to find out if there are gaps, because some gaps, like for instance, let's look at Scorpion's 2-1-3. This is +2 on block, which is kind of disgusting and cancelable. Block. Block for me.
Oh, okay.
So this is +2 on block, and in really good range to just freely check with a down forward. Just like you ain't fucking stopping us. You're not moving forward. Actually, Jax can with a forward with his knee, but anyways, it's a really good string. It's plus on block. But guess what? Guess what, Amanda? There's a gap in it. Mash.
The second hit.
The third hit. In
Really?
between,
Oh, okay.
in between the second and the third hit, mash backdash in between them. Whoa! Wait a minute, chat. She just did what? Abused the gap in a string, and she had a meterless option for it. She could have also armored there and hit me. Too bad Jax doesn't really have armor anymore.
This was something again in Injustice 2 I learned really important, especially like with you know, dealing with people playing Green Lantern. So
That's right.
this is, back one.
If you're when you're getting into MK11, this is something to look out for very early on, because people, myself included, and tournaments are going to be riddled with getting away with murder in the first couple of months. Okay? They're going to be riddled with strings like this that have gaps in it, and they're not being exploited. We're getting away with murder out here. Mash X-ray. And then I just lost the tournament because I thought I was going to get away with murder. You know what I mean? Bandana has an excellent question. Sometimes backdashing isn't your best option because of something maybe canceled or the follow-up being able to track down a backdash. But if you have armor and you think that they're going to let the string go, and that's where the mind game comes in of gaps. Do X-ray? Or mash out X-ray when you block? Oh no, I didn't finish the string! Get baited! So that's where mind games come into play. But I'm letting you know, people are gonna try to condition you with doing it and seeing they're gonna see if you're gonna stop it or not. You know? And if you don't, they're gonna keep doing it. So there's a lot of mind games that are played when it comes to canceling strings and strings that have gaps in it. You know, oh shit, I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna segue canceling into canceling a special move that can be canceled itself. This is a special move. and Scorpion can cancel it with a dash. This is something very few characters have. And
Jax can do it in his rocket variation.
Yep, and in pressure,
Weapon.
we call it cancel pressure, ladies and gentlemen. I fucked up my first one. That's cancel pressure, which is, it's gonna sound weird when I say it. It's canceling a cancel, because I canceled this stand 3 into a fireball, right? Cancel that into a fireball, and then I canceled the fireball. It's kind of like a double cancel. All of this frame data is not going to be openly available, as far as what that is on block versus, you know, that is on block. You go ahead and block as well, Amanda, if you can. So like all this is just taken in the lab and seeing what a Hellfire player does to you and trying to have an answer for it. You know, this is all something that's to manually be done. It's work you guys have to put in. Try to... Yeah, that's actually really good. Freeze your soul. I'm going to do a bunch of cancels on you, Amanda. And try to poke out of it. Ooh, look at that. You see that? But if I do that, full combo. Mind games, right? Whoops! That was very good. Oh god! And she punished it. That's very good. Whoa! I actually don't know what that one is. What kind of scorpion does that? Huh? That's the best looking normal I've ever seen. Look at that! That's sick! Shit, I can't even get the cancel out time. What the fuck? So that's cancel pressure. Some of it might be plus. That one's plus. That one kind of felt plus. Some of it can be plus. Some of it can be negative. It's something that you guys have to do the lab work on. Huh! You guys understand?
Oh yeah, we do. This is some of the more fun stuff. Like once you kind of get the hang of it and it makes sense to you.
Oh yeah.
To figure that out.
I pick Hellfire Scorpion just because I really enjoy canceling. Like it's actually a lot of fun. And it's very enjoyable to do. And how you do it? A lot of characters are different how they cancel it. You just do it, and you just cancel it with a dash. And then if you do it with the right trigger, you can dash cancel it into a normal. As you see here, this is just canceling it normally with just a dash, and this is canceling it with a dash with the right trigger. You can immediately come out with that button. And you get the really cool stuff. As you saw there, on hit, you cancel it and it actually combos. So they can actually get combo extensions because of cancels. And that is strings, canceling, gaps. And we're going to move on to a very fun one. Spacing. Amanda, do you know the difference between a hitbox and a hurtbox? And do you know what exactly a hitbox is?
Yeah, so this is something like I learned when I started working at the studio. And I still to this day sometimes will still say hitbox instead of when I mean hurtbox.
Same here. And when I started up this chat, I said that I will blow myself up for saying it wrong every time.
Yeah, I definitely like it's just most people don't understand like the difference, so it's easier to just say hitbox for everything.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean obviously it's here in the thing, but like your hurtbox though is like when I've seen them in the engine, you know, working on the characters at NRS, like you see the squares or whatever it is, you know what I mean, or that are, or well, I think for NRS games it's like almost like a sphere because technically the models are 3D, but it's that area of effect that they can be hit. So
right.
it's the character itself that you're trying to hit, and then the hitbox is your moves that you're using on that character.
Basically, how fighting games work is there's squares. So there's squares on the screen, and then the numbers behind the squares. Or the shapes, I should say, because they're all squares. Say I do this stand 3. This stand 3 has an area that can come into contact with Jax's hurtbox. And if it comes in contact with Jax's hurtbox, that's a hit. If it does not, if it's just outside of range, god damn, it's a big normal. It is not touching Jax's hurtbox right now. Right? It is not touching Jax's hurtbox. It just did. It got closer and closer and closer to that zone that where it's able to be hit. Every single thing that you do in this game is going to have a hitbox, and what you're trying to do is get it in contact with that hurtbox of your opponent. And you know, all the shapes and sizes vary. Mortal Kombat, unfortunately, is one of the few games that does not give them to you. In training mode, if you look at Street Fighter, you can look at hitboxes and hurtboxes all day, and you can actually go in and find, and you can break down the exact shape and science of what you're doing with your opponent. Mortal Kombat hasn't given it to us yet. That's on my wish list, and I hope it's on your guys' wish list for MK11, is that they give us some hitboxes and hurtboxes. And I don't know if you feel the same.
Well, I mean, no, and I mean, this goes back to, like, when we had Melina out here, right? Is like, you know, a lot of people...
Don't get me started.
I mean, it's important to bring up is, like, one thing that you'll notice in games, some games that, not just NRS games it happens in, is, like, tinier characters, especially woman characters, they typically have the smaller hurt boxes, which can make it so it's harder to hit them, and also they have small hitboxes on some stuff too.
That's right.
So you'll notice, like, one thing that obviously drove a lot of characters, especially big body characters, crazy was Melina's ball roll, because the size that she becomes for being able to get like hit and whatnot through that is just insane. She like shrinks. So, like.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that kind of crazy stuff, and that comes down to the hitboxes and hurtboxes of the characters, guys. Ghost Bro saying that they left them out because they're broken. Maybe. There are some crazy hitbox hurtbox scenarios in this game. That is for sure.
You know, I remember when we were testing Injustice 2, we had to keep raising the hurt box on certain characters because of their crouch. So Cheetah was one of them, Black Canary, and Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was a tricky one too because of him going, his crouch is him going completely into the ground halfway.
That is.
And that one was, you know, very tricky for a while for them to get, so it would be better for the game.
Adam as well, yeah. and then Adam and Trait, which is just a dot.
Yeah.
It's just a dot on the screen. That's what you have to hit, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But yeah, that is hitboxes versus hurtboxes. Hurtboxes are what you're trying to hit with the hitboxes of your moves, guys. That is what they are. I don't think we need to go into more in depth about that.
Oh, and to the person in chat asking about work, I used to work at NRS. I work at High Res currently. But yeah, I worked on Injustice 2.
Smite.
Smite.
Love Smite. Okay, this is a big one. And every pro every pro tosses this around, and it's defined in a lot of different ways, but it's about the same thing. Footsies.
Footsies.
Footsies, also known as a very simple terminology with punishing. It is knowing your space, it's knowing your opponent's space, and it's walking in and out of the ranges of the attacks that you are looking for. What Footsies is, is wanting your opponent, or not even wanting, getting your opponent to press a button that you want them to press and whiff punishing it. Jax, I believe it's, what was it, do forward 2? Yeah. So, say for instance, we are right here. We're right here. Do forward 2? I know that I'm in forward 2 range. Right? Chat. Right now. Yeah, this is also known as Nooch. I know that Jax can do forward 2 at this range, and I'm gonna get rocked like a hurricane. Now, try it again. Footsies. I knew that I was in forward 2 range. I walked back a little bit. I walked back just a little bit looking for it, right? Looking for it. And then she just activated my trap card. You see this all the time, and it's not something that a lot of people have a complex knowledge of. It's whiff punishing, and it's intentional whiff punishing. It's actually getting inside the mind of your opponent, and it's playing with the space. It's I want her to do what I want her to do, and I'm gonna punish her for it.
Can't get this. I keep trying to do. I haven't practiced Jackson. I keep trying to do his dash cancel. Whatever. Run up. Eh. Whatever. But yeah. So yeah, whiff punishing is great. I always get really hyped as a commentator when I see somebody whiff punish something.
That's right. Now
it is freaking fantastic.
There's a lot of whiff punishing that's not intentional. And it's pure what we call reactions. That is also a part of Footsies, is having amazing reactions to something whiffing. Do a dash punch. Oh, but that's actually pure reaction. I am not anticipating a dash punch at that range. Now it is something that I'm kind of looking for. So it is Footsies that it's always going to be a threat of Jax's. Now, say for instance I were to do something like do a dash punch.
Dash punch.
Oh shit! I wasn't ready for that one. Ooh, nope, not good enough. Keep going. I'm much better with Kotal. I actually don't know how Scorpion converts off it. Let me get back to mid screen.
Another challenge.
Okay, so right here with Jax, I'm kind of feeling him out, or even better if I like knock him down and do a wake up dash punch when I knock you down.
Okay.
And then having the combo to continue that, you know, that's. But I do that a lot in like the neutral against Jax. Like out here, you just throw a couple down ones, and then if she does a dash punch, right? If she does a dash punch, bam, be able to pick that up. Go for it. Shit, I'm late. You know, that kind of stuff. But that's all matchup dependent. It's knowing your opponent. It's knowing your opponent. It's knowing your opponent's character. It's knowing their tendency. It's knowing what they want to do, what they can do, and having an answer for it, and trying to bait them into doing it. Say, this is what I want you to do. How am I going to get you to do this? Now, how do I play Foots? Or how, in MKX, this is kind of in general. I also with Scorpion. So say you and a lot of people are really good at this. Like, you can react to a run-up, right? And feel free to press buttons when you see me run at you, Amanda.
Press what?
Feel free to just press buttons when I run at you.
Okay.
Bam. Okay, so I'm like, okay. Green light, go attack! Ooh, she had pretty bad reactions right there. That's okay, it's okay. Oh, there we go. She beat me right there. Now, I want you to do the same exact thing, okay?
Okay.
Look at that. See, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get her to 1-1 by simply doing like an instant run and then canceling it. Right? A lot of people try to do like a 1-1 when they see someone running at each other, or something really quick. And you can run just out of range, and then look for a 1-1. So I'm gonna run up to you, stop short, and then bam, have a whiff punish ready.
Yep.
Footsies.
Footsies. I do think Footsies were not as good in this game as they were in Injustice 2. I do think Footsies, fundamentally, we saw a lot more with neutral in Injustice 2. Like, granted, it wasn't perfect. You know, not much is perfect, but I just want to make that point. Like, you know, each game, like, they get better at this.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
and this game's really quick. So Footsies are they're very...
fast game.
It's very fast. So, and not many characters can do it. So, like, I'm blessed to play Kotal-Khan. Kotal-Khan tries his best to play Footsies, and he forces other people to because his normals are so big, and you really have to try to outspace and outmaneuver him. But if you're good at it, you can really outspace and get a lot of whiff punishes if you're just outside of ranges of, say, like you know, if I did a big normal with Kotal right there, that puts plus on block, and it's going to be my turn no matter what. But if you get the whiff and you murder me, there you go. Footsies. Are there any questions as to the understanding of what Footsies are? And did that help you guys in understanding it? I can show you a lot of examples of Footsies. Like, if you watch my set with Flappy on Destroyer's stream, it was a lot of... And this is actually Mortal Kombat in general. Run up and attack me. From, like, right here. Reacting to something, and this goes back to frame data. This goes back to frame data, guys. He was playing Tremor, I was playing Kotal, and it was a battle of back 1-2-2 versus forward 1-2-1. And we would keep looking for opportunities to get us to block that with each other. And in order to stop that, per se, if I saw forward 1 from that range, do the forward 2 string. Bam! I would stop it with a crouch normal, and he was doing that to me with down 1 and down 4 as well. And when I did this, and when I was able to stop it, right there, all of a sudden he has lost all momentum. If he was running, do a run up into it.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Sorry.
You have no stamina.
I know. God damn it.
That's okay. It's okay. That's okay. So right there, for instance, you know, if she runs and she accidentally runs into a down 4, go ahead and run. Don't do a backdash. Just do a run. All right. So right there, when they make that microscopic decision to instant run into pressure, right? When you're just like this, and you're like, all right, attack. Shit. I fucked mine up. See, Amanda, it's okay. We all fuck up. And you're just like, bam, going in for pressure when you instant run. If you get hit while running, you lose all your stamina, which means you can't break, which means you can't do a whole lot. And when they run at you and you clip them with, say, a down 4, you're in hit stun. Or, sorry, you have hit advantage. And then, bam, it is your turn. You completely take their turn away. You saw that a lot when I was playing against Flappy. We would keep interrupting each other's advances and then taking our turn. And we were really playing with each other's normals and the spaces outside of them and trying to get us to bait into doing our big strings and then whiff punishing each other for it. That's Footsies in this game, and it is few and far between. Like Amanda was talking about, you see it a lot more in Injustice. It's a lot slower of a paced match or game, but it does exist in Mortal Kombat. It does exist in Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Underwater says, like Shinnok's Hell Sparks. You want to know the range to stand in between them so you can avoid them, but also knowing where you can run in and out of the range, right? So like you can run in and try to bait them into doing Hell Sparks, and then you could have a punish ready for it. Like there's a lot of things in this game that is Footsies, and it's something that I think people take for granted because people think of Mortal Kombat, and Amanda can probably attest to this. People think of Mortal Kombat as this mix machine of a game, and yeah, it's very mix-up heavy. It's very offensive heavy, but there's a lot of game being played. Okay, and I'm trying to teach you guys that game. I'm trying to teach you guys a basic understanding, because if you're coming into this game thinking that all you're going to do is overhead or low your way through a bracket, you're in for a rude awakening. You're going to get absolutely destroyed. So that's Footsies. But I actually meant to ask Amanda a question, and I actually answered it for him. But why? I'm going to ask you again, just to reiterate. Why would you want to stop someone from running at you, and feel free to answer this however you want, to stop someone from running at you and pressing buttons. So like so someone's running up at you and you smack them with the down 4. Why would you want to do that?
The hit advantage.
Hit advantage is one big reason. Takes away their turn, it becomes your turn. The second thing is it takes away their stamina. Now they're defenseless.
That's true. This game does have stamina.
That is right. And if you catch them running, they're all out of stamina, which means that whatever's coming next, and you get them with down 4, it's your turn. You actually could have shifted the momentum of that match entirely. Entirely. You could actually put them in one mix-up from death, and they can't even break it. You know, it's very detrimental. And yet you have to have the reactions, and you have to have the know-how of the character and what your options are against the normals and at certain spaces, because that's why you see a lot of people walking back and forth, is because they're looking. All they're simply doing is looking for their opponent to do something. I am looking for forward 2. I'm looking for a dash punch. I'm looking for an energy wave. I'm looking for any of those. And if I see one, I come in, you know. You're simply out here staring at your opponent. You're staring at your opponent and knowing what they can do. All right. I have no idea why I wrote down the next thing that I wrote down, so I think I'm gonna skip it.
Okay, I agree.
It's essentially getting a full combo punish.
Yeah.
It's believing in your whiff punish. It's having that reaction. You know, seeing do that forward 2-2 with Jax again. Do both. Oh shit! I was ready for the second one. Whoa! It's big. It's big. It's big. Do it again. You know, having that belief. Don't lose out on damage. Have that belief to get the whiff push. That's exactly what it is. Ooh, I'm dropping the ender, but you guys get the point. Don't lose out on damage right there. Believe. Believe. Yeah, I'm going to skip it. No, I'm not going to skip it. Yeah, my bad. Last thing was spacing. Oh, I really want to pick Kotal Khan for this. Jump at me. Ooh, add me. Anti-airs. This to me falls under spacing. And it's a part of Footsies. So I'm still here going in and out and knowing the range of my anti-airs, and it varies per character, right? Varies per character. I'm looking at Jax this whole time. And that's why you see so many top players get so many anti-airs, because they're playing Footsies. They're looking for the normals on the ground. They're looking for the special moves that they have to look out for, and they're looking for the jumps. And that's something you guys have to practice a lot. Is simply looking at your opponent and outspacing them, out reacting to them, or out reacting them. Yeah, I'm just gonna down through your anti-air. Ooh, it does not. I'm spoiled by Kotal. Oh! You know, lot of things can anti-air in this game. You got different anti-crossovers, things like that.
Black Canary in Injustice 2, her down 3 could anti-air some people.
That's right. And anti-airs are just a part of spacing, guys, and it's something else that is essentially a whiff punish at the end of the day, if that makes sense to you guys. Because you're punishing their jump. And try to jump over me with a jump normal. I don't know if Scorpion's any good at this. That's a really good jump normal. A really good tactic for anti-airing as well, when someone's really like in pressure, is simply crouching. Crouching without blocking, which is going to sound scary, I know. Crouching without blocking is really effective on avoiding some jump normals, but getting out your button to avoid the anti-crossover or potentially get something out that's going to anti-air to beat it. Kotal's is really big. That's why I can't really do Scorpions. Stand 3 with Scorpion is ridiculous in all facets of anti-airing. Even anti-crossover. So, like, if you were to try to jump over me. Oh, my God. That thing is stupid. Really good right there. And, yeah, so staying crouched is a really good tactic against jump-ins as well. I do a lot of down 1s as anti-airs. A lot of down 2s. Jump at me. Or over me. Doesn't really matter. Down 2 is a universal anti-air, right? Universal.
In this game, down 2s do a ton of damage.
That's right.
One.
Look at that. 14%. Now, right now, say I did that, I can run up and down 2 for free because it's going to kill. Even if she X-rayed, even if she armored. Crazy Jester says, "Show us how to trip guard." It's everything that I was just talking about. It's another whiff punish. Whiff the distance that you're at, do a jump normal at me.
Jump normal.
Yeah.
Right.
It's me knowing right there. It's me knowing that right there, Jax is gonna whiff a jump normal, and once he gets on the ground, time to go to work. It's actually it's just whip punishing. It's footsies. All comes down to punishing something that whiffs. That comes with reactions. It comes with experience. It comes with knowing what characters do. It's a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge up here, guys. It's a lot to take in. Let's get into basic combos and juggling. What constitutes a launcher, Amanda?
Launcher? Something that keeps them in the air. So down
it's that simple.
A neutral jump punch.
Another challenge.
Anything that launches, it's in the name. Anything that launches your opponent into the air to continue a combo. Anything that takes them off the ground and allows you to get a combo is a launcher.
So this would be heal.
Alright, in Wrestler, that's a launcher.
Yep.
Drop the combo though with a scrub.
Yeah, shut up.
Is that gonna kill? Nope! Look at the scaling on that. Vagabond so is DP. DP's not really in this game, but that refers to a Dragon Punch, which is an invincible wake up that is generally an anti-air animation. They don't really exist in this game. There are quite a few in Injustice 2. But it's short for Dragon Punch. And Cook, in general, they're in more recovery if they do a jump attack. If they recover from a jump attack, there's a lot of recovery on the ground. If they just do an empty jump, a little bit different story. But I believe there is still recovery of an empty jump. It's just a lot tighter, a whole lot tighter. Someone said, can you talk about air priority? Air priority is simple, and it's something that there is no explanation of. It's something either beats something else out or it doesn't, and that takes doing it. It's been something. It's when two things collide in the air, and one of them is always going to beat out the other. That's air priority. Like, what's going to beat out Cyber Sub-Zero's dive kick in an air-to-air situation? Not effing much, but I have seen it happen. Yeah, Ronan has a DP, I would say, but not invincible on wake up. So
yeah, this game's like not really that heavy in like DPs and stuff. Like when I think of DPs, I just get angry thinking of Dragon Ball DPs that certain characters have.
Yeah, exactly. Certain characters, huh?
Yeah, like Vegeta. Vegeta has the DP knee, so you can't like you gotta watch like trying to do like meaties.
Exactly,
and
you gotta watch out.
Moves against him and pressure. And same with Gohan. Gohan is really good DP in that game too. Yeah, NRS games never really been DP heavy. Like we didn't really see anything like that. Really
Yeah, like
either.
Like in Injustice 2, you gotta watch out for Banes. Rising Grab might be considered one from Superman. There's a few others out there.
Yeah, there's some that could be like considered, but like they're not like you're not like, oh my god.
Yeah, not in the truest sense of it. But yeah, that's what DP is. Doesn't really apply to Mortal Kombat. Now, we just talked about launchers, and some strings can launch, some normals can launch. There's universal things that launch, neutral jump punch. A lot of things can universally launch. It's just comboing, guys. And all your combos that are while your opponent is in the air is a juggle. It goes back to frame data as far as, you know, like right here, how long I had to do something, or right here, how long I had to do something. And it's just trial and error of knowing what you can do. I think you can do that. Ugh. Of just knowing what you can do. It takes practice. It takes time. When the game comes out, I mean, you're going to be given a little bit of a guide on how to combo, but you're not going to be given the blueprint to all the most optimal combos, or the most optimal setups. You have to go through it, trial and error, watch what other pros do, watch what other players are doing, find out what they're discovering. The first couple of months of Mortal Kombat 11, the first year of Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be here in training mode in the discovery phase of the game. It's about trial and error. Okay? Figure out what you can do. And don't just copy what someone else does. Come in here, figure out why they're doing it, how they're doing it, and try to do other cool stuff, because you never know what you might find. You never know what you can find in the lab. Okay?
Right there, that's like, if I don't, so like, with talking about juggling, this is a launcher. You don't have enough time at mid-screen if you meter burn, or if you don't meter burn it. But if you meter burn it mid-screen, the only way that you have enough time is you have to do a run cancel into it. It's a lot harder for me on that side than this side. Like, you can't just dash up and get it.
Missing that instant run. There we go. There we go.
And when you get the instant run, then you get it.
That's right. And in
That's
the corner,
not how you want to end it.
And in the corner, you don't need a bar for it to launch, because you don't have to move forward. If you just do a regular overhead dash punch.
No, I'm trying. Sorry, I was trying to think of something else. But what were you telling me? What were you telling me?
Oh, I don't know. Is it the regular dash punch in the corner? Overhead dash punch in the corner. Does
Overhead
launch.
dash punch.
And that's something that, guess what? Day one, someone found out that, hey, you don't need to spin the bar in the corner. Bam.
Yep.
So that's kind of a brief explanation of combos and juggling in this game, and it's all trial and error and practice. Go into practice mode, guys. That's, at the end of the day, everything that we're saying today is go into the effing practice mode and learn, apply. Okay? If someone is beating you, find out why they're beating you. Do what they're doing to you in practice mode and find out what you can do against it. It doesn't take rocket appliances to figure this thing out. I don't do all this work. I'm just telling you guys what you should do. Because I am a retired, washed-up has-been. And I'm trying to make you guys a lot better than we were. Any tips for practicing improving reactions? Oh, I actually do. Okay, Cook, this is gonna sound really bad. If you guys want tips on honestly improving your reactions, Amanda, this is gonna sound weird. It is don't block. So like out here, don't block at all, and your goal right here is to try to beat or try to hit this person without blocking right now. And what does that come down to? Footsies. It comes down to spacing. It comes down to reactions. Do you know his projectile? Bam! Leveled up reactions right there. Simply because you should be in fear of not getting hit right there. And you should be looking out for stuff right here. Okay, that was terrible reaction on my part. Oh, you did the EX. That's scary. And I don't even know if that punished, but you know what? We had it. And again, out here, just doing nothing. And this will help you out, I promise. Not blocking will help you out a lot. Don't take all these, and then react to the start of it. That's one bit of advice I can give for helping reactions.
Teleport.
And simply playing more. Teleport is one of the best reactionary tools in the game as well.
Ah, shit, I thought... Oh, wait, you're that variation. Isn't it this variation that he can do that? It's like the other one you can punish right away, right?
No.
No? Okay, then I'm wrong.
Well, it was regular and there's EX.
Okay, yeah, you did EX. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
EX is safe, right?
Nope.
No?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both murderable.
Yeah.
Which character do you watch to help? Always watch your opponent. I actually, and maybe some other top players can attest to this, never watch your own character. Always watch your opponent's character. Can we talk about poking? Poking goes along with frame data. That is, so Amanda, if we were just swinging at each other and all of a sudden you block low.
All right, block low.
Yep. So say we're duking out and I do this.
Okay.
What does that tell you? Or what
do you do? Do it again.
What in your mind should happen next?
I should be thinking of if I have a poke to counter poke you with.
Correct. Now, there's a mind game even behind that. So right here, you have to look, and you guys have to know this, which is fucking stupid. Let's go to his down one. It's -7. It's punishable by 6 frame buttons. That's kind of gross. But it's -7. Now, a good player, in theory, and this is why people are bad, should not mash. You do this down one and you're -7. If I do another down one, it's coming out in 13 frames. That's really bad, really bad. Now it's going to be up to you in how you take your turn. You can poke me back, right? Poke me back, and now you're in that situation I was just in, right? Because your down one was minus. And that's what my games begin is that this is -7. You can either poke me back and check to make sure that I'm not going to double down one you, because if I do a down one and you go for a 4-2, right? I'm going to do down one and then you do 4-2. I win because I did a second down one, right? But if I do down one and you do down one, do a down one after. I lose. This is poking and counter poking right here. And this is why some things work and some things don't work. And it's all one big mind game. It's all one big mind game. So, for instance, if I block this down one, I do down one again, it's going to stop him from doing anything too crazy other than counter poking me. Now, if he conditions me that he's going to counter poke me and uses me in that respect to try to do something crazy, that's the mind game. That's poking and counter poking. I hope that makes sense. That's why if you ever see someone like do a down one and like do a down one again, it's a mind game being played, but you generally want to check people's down ones. And of course there are things like that stop counter poking, but it's matchup dependent. It's a lot dependent. Now what happens when you're doing this? When you're doing all this and you see a down one hit, you take your turn. God damn it, people! You're in hit stun. Hit advantage 11. So if I see down one hit, I am taking my turn. I am mixing. I am mixing whoever the hell I'm playing to death or something. That's what I do with Cold anyway. If you see it down one hit, you're in hit stun. If you see it blocked, hesitate. A good player when they see a block down, yikes. A good player when they see a block down one lets their opponent take their turn. And if you see the poke hit, take your turn. Ooh. Generally with a mid. Depending on how plus your normal is. If it can force a high, different story. Oh! 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 Oh!
You think you're bad?
Alright, let's get a couple more things. And that's really gonna be it. Alright.
Thanks for keeping your heads together, everyone.
Yeah, I know. I know it's a lot, guys.
Fuzzy blocking, though, somebody brings up. So fuzzy blocking is an interesting
All right.
one to learn because it's.
It's gonna be hard. Do that string.
No, I was gonna explain it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So the best way I can explain it, and I apologize for using injustice terms, is because one of the first things I learned about fuzzy blocking was Atrocitus. I learned about fuzzy blocking Atrocitus because I think it was his back 2, 3, like that whole mix that he used to do. You basically at the beginning of it, before it got toned down, you had to fuzzy block, and that just means you kind of hold where you think you're gonna block, and as soon as you think you see it, you like would rise up and go back down. Like you're basically going into another way of blocking, back away from it. It might not be the best definition, but this is just like from somebody who is not as experienced, like just learning it like in the last 2 years.
So, the Webster's definition is going to be close to this, which goes back to frame data. One of our first steps, guys. One of our first topics, frame data. It's knowing the frame data of when the mix-ups are going to be coming at you, and covering all of the options depending on which one comes first, second, third, and so on and so forth. So with Jax in particular, he has the string that he does. I believe it's 1-1 and then the low. Or sorry, is it 2-1? What's the string that goes into the low kick? That one. Okay, so do that into the low, and then do that into the overhead. No, okay, do the overhead instead of the low. Do it again.
Another challenge.
And then do it into the low. No, do just 2-1 low or 2-1 overhead. Do the overhead. Do the overhead instead of the low. That is actually. Fuck. Can I look at your frame data?
Yeah.
Go to that shit. Go to that string. I actually couldn't fuzz. I couldn't fuzz that. We actually may have run into an actual 50-50. I don't know. I don't know what the actual frame data is on that. Okay, so that's the low. Starts up at 14. What's the startup of overhead dash punch?
Wait, that's meter burn.
Yep, meter burn, that one.
Right there.
Go to the regular dash punch. That can't be right. Round 10. I don't think that the frame data is right on that. It is not blocking a 50-50. A 50-50 is an actual guess. Keep trying it. Because if that is true, then you have to block high low first.
Oh wait, sorry.
That might hit near the same frame. That might be a 50-50, guys. Okay, this is not a good example of fuzzy blocking because I think that that's an actual 50-50. That is a bitch to try to fuzzy block. So the low and the overhead are coming, if not on, near the same frame. We have just ventured into the definition of an actual 50-50, which is actually guessing because they come on or near the same exact frame the overhead and the low do. If the low came way before or before the overhead, you would just block the 2-1 and then you would go low-high because the low would always come first. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That one was actually a bitch. I actually tried fuzzy blocking that.
I think another example I know of that is like a fuzzy block was with and this is gonna go back to Injustice, and I'm sorry for the Injustice references.
Damn it, Amanda, we're talking about
Mortal Kombat. I know, but I know like more about like technical stuff from Injustice 2. But Darkseid, I believe blocking his mix into, he's either gonna teleport and do the overhead, or he's gonna do the low, the stomp. I think that can be fuzzied.
Pick a character. I'm gonna try to throw one at you.
Cassie Cage.
I'm so pissed that I couldn't block down. Your Jax is broken. By the way.
Jax is good.
Broken. Someone said do it on ninjutsu. Yeah, that'd be a really good character to do it with. But I'm gonna do Kotal. I'm gonna do Kotal. Let's look at
I
frame
figured.
data.
Well, I'm just saying, MKX I played, but Injustice 2 I worked on, so there was like an in-depth knowledge too, because that was like me excelling at like learning fighting games more as well. So like certain terminology that I didn't know going into Injustice 2, I learned in Injustice 2.
All right, so I'm gonna do two things at you. I'm gonna do back one 4. I'm gonna do back one overhead. And if the frame data is correct, the low is always gonna come first. So after you block this, you're gonna go from a low to a high block. Okay?
Oh wait, I'm not holding the button.
Oh. Until she's able to cover both options. And this is how you practice blocking. Like, again, mix up potentials. And are you kind of getting the timing down of having both covered?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what fuzzy blocking is. The low comes first, right? So you're going down and then up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That is fuzzy blocking. She's covering both options in a situation that would otherwise be a mix-up. Get fucked. Just kidding. But these are why people are pros. Cook. Not really, because you can't kind of randomly generate someone doing it, or the AI doing the actual mix-up to you. Oh yeah, that's a really good one too. I need to look at the frame down on this one. I actually don't know this one. I don't know which one comes first. 21. 14. Okay, so this is going to be the opposite block. It's going to be the third hits an overhead. Or am I going to a low? But the overhead comes first, so this is going to be the opposite of what you were doing, right? You're going to go high into a low, but it's going to take getting hit a couple times to get the timing down. You ready?
Okay.
Overhead low at the end. That's the string. I'm doing the string again. All right, low's coming. I fucked it up. Never mind. I fucked it up. You see, but you're still blocking. She's already better than 98% of you because you guys can't block that. Amanda, welcome to being a pro. Do you guys now get how fuzzy blocking works? She's covering the options by knowing what comes first, what comes second, and that's the only mix-up I can throw at her in that situation. Jackie, I just feel like hitting you guys with it. I love you guys. Oh shit! My bad. I was best for this. Make sense? Make sense, chat? 98% of what I'm teaching guys, I don't even do. So, I'm trying to get you guys ready for MK11. I want to see everyone succeed. I'm going to let Romanova beat me up for a second while I go get a glass of water.
Guys, I was really bad at Cassie, so that's why I never mained her, even though she was my favorite character in MKX. I ended up picking Sector because he just made sense. I just never get the run timing down. Ah! No! I can't get it. I was terrible at Cassie.
Alright, cool. I got
Yeah, run canceling suck, man.
Alright.
I can't instant air guns, dude. You're asking.
Run canceling. Run canceling is simply doing a run. I'm going to full screen here. Initiating a run, which is forward, right trigger. Forward, right trigger is run. That's how you run. Canceling it with either a normal or a movement. So I'm going to instant run. Instant run into a crouch position. Instant run, no stand one. Instant run, no down two. Instant runs are just simply forward, right trigger something. That's what we call instant running. And there's actual combos with Kotal Khan that require instant runs. When you do some crazy stuff, like at the end of this, you do a little bit of an instant run, but that's really corner only. You get the conversion if you do an instant run in the corner. That's run canceling. It's just canceling your run with either a movement, a normal, or oh shit, I need stamina, or a special move. You can just cancel your run with any one of those three. I was able to anti-air off of my X-Split feed. That's how good Kotal's normals are.
I was saying to use the analog stick to do instant air guns.
Gross. Do an instant run? A little bit of an instant run to get that back one forward. That's an instant run mid combo. Forward, and then block is how you run. I actually already went over it, Phoenix. You cancel it with a run, which is forward, right trigger. But other characters are different. And that's basically everything that I've got. That's everything that I wanted to hit you guys. Basic frame data. We went over inputs, strings, canceling, spacing, footsies, whip punishing, all that, spacing, combos, juggling. We did not go over knockdowns though. That's one thing that we didn't go over. So this is gonna be really quick. Command grabs, they're different per character. Just jump them. Other than that, if they're meter burn, you gotta hold them. If they go for a command grab, you gotta jump them. There's no way to get out of it if you get hit by it. That is a command grab in a nutshell. A lot of unblockable damage. We're doing knockdowns. What's the difference between a hard knockdown and a soft knockdown? Can you answer that, Romanova?
Hard knockdown, you're gonna have more time to go with the setup, potentially like oh, big term.
This kind of applies to Dragon Ball, but they're called different things.
Yeah, Oki.
They're called different knockdowns.
Yeah. So hard knockdown, you're gonna have.
What's the difference between a normal knockdown and a sliding knockdown?
Sliding knockdowns have more recovery.
Ooh, your mic is breaking up like crazy.
I said most sliding knockdowns, don't they have more recovery? Like you don't have as much time to follow up after a slide.
Yes, and now that I remember, there are not many hard knockdowns in Dragon Ball FighterZ at all, which is crazy. They kind of took away 16s. But the biggest thing about a hard knockdown versus a soft knockdown, and I'm gonna go ahead and back out and go to a regular practice mode, if that's fine with you.
Oh yeah, somebody in the chat also mentioned it. You can't delay. Like after you can't delay after you get hard knockdown.
You cannot move. Is the biggest thing. We're gonna go into practice mode here. Yeah, really good for chat to pick up on that immediately. I happen to play the guy with the most hard knockdowns in the game, which is fantastic. It's all about preventing your opponent from getting away from having to avoid something all quick. Like it's all about your opponent locking your opponent down. A hard knockdown, your opponent can't tech roll. Tech rolling is when you can move away while waking up. It doesn't necessarily mean that it takes away a delay wake up, because you can still delay wake up even in a hard knockdown, which can mess up your Oki, which can mess up your meaty. Delay wake up is just a gigantic mind game, ladies and gentlemen. Delay wake up, you really need to... It can be the best thing you can do. It can be the worst thing you can do. Someone can read that you're going to delay wake up and time their meaty differently. But if you delay wake up and they mistime their meaty, you can get up and actually full combo punish. So, let's get into AI options. Roll mode on. So, I'm going to do something that's not a hard knockdown. Most people think this is a hard knockdown. That is not a hard knockdown. You just saw Sub-Zero roll away. As you can see, Sub-Zero gets up and rolls away. Now, let's do a hard knockdown like sweep. Where are you going, bitch? You ain't going nowhere. I'm calling Sub-Zero, bitch. By the way, don't blow me up. Going nowhere, and then I can meet him properly. But if I do this, he tech rolled it. He tech rolled it. I tried the same thing. Good. Bad. You get it? Different knockdowns. Okay, that's a hard knockdown for Cordal. Throws a hard knockdown. I don't know if low is. Low is a hard knockdown. God bless. Oh. Big boot is not one. I think overhead is one. Yep. Just, everything's hard knockdown with Kokon, but that is a soft knockdown. Yeah. So knowing your soft and hard knockdowns there, knowing what your opponent's options are, it's gonna be a mind game if they're going to delay wake up or not. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. You know, it happens, and stuff like that can burn you. Where if if someone does delay wake up and you mistime your meaty, you can get burned. And you see a lot of top players do that delay wake up and then come up with buttons anyway. Amanda, are you talking in chat while just kind of chilling here?
Well, you're
oh,
going
yeah,
on.
no.
I'm not going to interrupt you.
Listen, she's the guest here. She can do whatever the hell she wants.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just saying in chat instead of talking over you. Somebody in chat was like, keep it MK, and we're like, we are keeping it MK. We're just bringing up other examples that this is a term. A lot of these terms, all of them, you know, they're different in each game, but they translate across games. And the better you get at them in your game, if you try another game, you'll still have those fundamentals to carry on over with you, and they help you. And you'll notice that you're better and better every time there's a new game that you want to try. If you do, you know. So, I don't know. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I didn't realize there was so much of this game, dude. Fighting games in general are just. It's a lot. It's really a lot. There should be. It's a lot. I don't want to get into it. Well, I did just get into
okay.
it.
I think we covered the majority of it. So, do we have any special announcements though that we maybe want to announce to chat?
Oh, maybe. Did you see the thing I just posted?
Yeah, I did. That's why I just remembered that.
You like it?
Yeah, I think it's sick.
All right. All right. Well, let me
Not uwu. Technically, it is owo.
It's close. It's no. Is what it is.
No.
No.
Another challenge.
Thank you for the follow. Gasp Twitch. I've missed a lot of follows. Thank you guys so much for following. But we were in Mortal Kombat class. So yeah. I'll have to get it set up real quick because I really want to do something cool with it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll entertain the chat right now because people are asking questions. So
entertain.
So somebody did mention Street Fighter V destroyed their knowledge of footsies.
Yikes.
I feel like when you watch Street Fighter V on the highest level, you see a lot of really amazing footsies. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know the game, it has controversial opinions with like the different people in the community, but if you look at it played by like the Daigos and like Taquitos and stuff like that, you see footsies, and they're kind of crazy to watch, honestly. Just like some of our top players, like when you would see people that weren't playing zoning characters in our games, you see pretty good footsies between them in various matches, and watching our players, in the NRS scene, whiff punish each other for like, being rewarded for their good footsies is always a really exciting thing to see. What else here? You guys talked about pressure. Pressure's important. I feel like this is like more of a talk about like fundamentals. Pressure is more. Pressure would have been something we could have included in when we were talking about like combos, juggling, and strings.
And it also comes down to frame data at the end of the day, and knowing frame data and utilizing, utilizing plus frames or utilizing mind games.
Terms we taught like
yeah,
meaties.
Exactly.
That's gonna help your pressure a lot. You can't have the pressure without those things. And as far as armor and invincibility, obviously you have, there was a big nerf at the end of MKX to armor. There's no more armored launchers in the game, like there were, right? Before the final patch, some characters could just get away with murder. Let's be honest. And they got rid of that, and each character now has like a wake up for that can do armor and stuff like that, but they pretty much nerfed them overall at the end of the game. So armor is great. It can get you out of sticky situations, but you can also get blown up for it, depending on what move you're using and what character you're playing.
Yeah. Someone says, is NRS very frame data heavy? Absolutely. 100%. Very frame data heavy because, again, looking at the pros, looking at the top players, they know all the numbers and they know their answers. They know the options and they know how to exploit them. They know everything. And that's what it takes. It takes a lot of knowledge. Knowledge is power. You can say you're the best. You can try to vortex your way through a bracket, but at the end of the day, the people that know the most and can execute the most are the ones that are winning these championships. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, OTGs are crazy.
Also, you have to be like 15 years old because you have to have those young reactions. Got to get those reactions.
Another challenger.
And I think I'm ready.
Okay.
If you want, this could be the final thing, and then I'll let you go. I'll let you go work out, and I'll just play some MK with these people.
Okay, sounds good to me, man.
All right. Do you want to do the honors, or do you want me to do the honors?
I can do the honors. It's fine. I don't know. Da, 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 da.
Okay, go for it. and then I will transition into it, and you should.
Okay,
go.
All right. So, starting here very soon in the NRS community, a few of us were approached by Mr. Aquaman himself here about wanting to do a podcast for MK11, and he approached 3 of us. So there's going to be 4 of us doing this podcast. Am I allowed to name who?
Yes. I'm about to. I haven't got it up yet, but I'm about to, and I've got the Mortal Kombat song going. Let's go.
All right, and it's going to feature the different perspectives of Mr. Aquaman, myself, Romanova, Jer, and Big D. And the name of the podcast is The New Outworld Order. So, yay, excitement. Hype, 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 hype.
That is right. Coming to this channel. And we're looking at doing our first one the first week after the reveal. It'll be myself, Romanova, Big D, and Jer talking about the reveal going into MK11, and we're going to be going over so many aspects of the game, the community, the esports. We're going to be going over 1 billion topics. We're going to, I don't know what our schedule's going to be yet. We're still putting this together. This logo just came together. We're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat, going to MK11, and we're so excited to do it. We're going to have guests on the show. We're going to have fun segments. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff, and I don't want to give a couple of them away because we need to keep it up our sleeve.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's we unintentionally covered so many different areas of the scene. We've got the high placing competitor. We've got Amanda here. we've got a washed up guy and myself. And then we got Jer, who kind of he's just been around forever and does it all.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of unique perspectives from tournament organizing to everything. Tournament organizing to competing to even a wonderful female perspective on things. And I can't wait to be blown up about things. It's gonna be awesome.
Blow up.
Blow up.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We all four of us have really good synergy with each other, and we all are pretty funny in our own type of ways. So I think it'll be pretty entertaining.
That's right. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're still piecing it together, and we should be getting something out here in about a week and a half, give or take. After the reveal, we're gonna get our heads together and see what comes out. It's gonna be awesome.
Be hype, people. Oh yeah.
I'm actually going to
shout out to your graphics guy.
Yeah, shout out the graphics guy. I need to. I'll get it later. I need to take a picture for Twitter, but I'll get that later.
Yeah. No, tweet it out. Tag me. Playing retweet.
All right. Coming back over. That is our big announcement. I'm glad that we got to do it today after teaching you guys a lot about the game itself, Mortal Kombat. Once again, new Outworld Order podcast coming to the channel after the reveal. It's gonna be myself, Romanova, Big D, and your longtime friends, and we got really good banter back and forth. It's gonna be awesome. Going over a lot of topics surrounding Mortal Kombat 11 going into the game, esports, and a lot. Our main goal is to have a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys have a lot of fun watching.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on here as a guest.
Yep. So
I know I wasn't as talkative, but I just don't want to interrupt because when you go on one, I'm like, this isn't us commentating, so it's like it's a different vibe. Like I don't care to interrupt if it's like a good interjection because it's my turn. But
right.
This is your thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming on. I know that you have to go to the gym and get your gains.
Yeah, swole, and then come back and stream later.
That's right. Get swole. That's what we're all about here. And yeah, we will be converging here shortly, getting a nice little podcast together for the people, and I hope that they enjoy it.
Yeah, we're the people by the people.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Amanda.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for Amanda coming on, and I hope that you guys enjoyed her as a guest as well. And I hope that guide did help you. I know it wasn't perfect because I just kind of wrote down a couple of things and said we're winging it. I decided to wing it, and I hope that you guys learned. As long as you learned something, I feel like I did a good job today. Oh man.